Since 2019, Amapiano has taken the world by storm and thus become one of Africa's biggest exports. The sound is a blend of different influences that range from kwaito to jazz to deep house. And as the genre has grown, the artists pushing it have also had a strong cultural influence and made Amapiano cool. One should realize that beyond being a musical genre, Amapiano embodies a cultural phenomenon that challenges traditional notions of mainstream music because anyone can blow up. But this genre is heavily pushed by social media since it's come at a very globalized time, and it's solidified itself as a culture and a main influence toward what is considered as cool in the black community. This culture created includes looking fresh, being on the grind, styling up, luxury brands and alcohol and parties, but it makes one wonder, where did this idea of cool really come from? Go back to 1994, after the end of apartheid, we see black people getting the freedom to make whatever they want, and what came out of this was a new genre called kwaito, which emerged out of the townships of Soweto. What was special about this is the beats were slowed, it wore its influences. You could hear that there's the touches of deep house, there's touches of bubblegum pop, there's touches of jazz. But what made it more special was its connection to its listeners, because the lyrics always addressed struggles in the townships, struggles that people faced, but more so it gave people an identity because kwaito came with its own language and style. Within the style, there were fashion things that made it look cool, but what were these? The Converse all-star was always important, but most importantly, it was always a mixture of high and low-end fashion, mixing influences, showing that, but also kwaito gave people freedom of expression. As kwaito progressed through the years, it kept producing many sub-genres out of it, but what was very special by the time we get to 2014 is how there was this mixing between kwaito and hip-hop, and now we're in a stage where black people are defining themselves through a South African context but also wearing a Western influence to show that this is a new identity that they have. It's fair to say that kwaito set the foundations for what Amapiano is today because of how similar they are. Kwaito is and has always been a versatile genre and culture in the way that it adopts its influences and uses them to evolve. The same can be said for Amapiano. The beautiful thing that both kwaito and Amapiano share is that they make its black audience proud of their identity. In post-apartheid South Africa, these genres have made it cool to be black and to be proud of yourself no matter what influences are behind one's identity. That's perhaps how these genres have defined and created a form of cool for their audiences.
La